This week on the homestead, we have several projects screaming for our attention.
Horrible job.
But only 2 of us to answer.
From ponies and plants to serious cottage renovation and sunset side quests.
Let's see how many of these plates we can keep spinning before they all drop and smash.
TBD. Wish me luck. Okay. Wrapping this up, baby. Momentous occasion on this glorious day. That sound is the sound of the digger man doing the final fettling, levelling out the field after months of digging and carnage. We're wrapping this up, baby.
There's been so much going on around here lately, and we're going to bring you up to speed in today's video, this field being one such side quest. Now that the geothermal dig is complete, we desperately need to turn this back into some grazing pasture for our ponies. So first up, power harrowing. Fortunately, a farmer friend from up the lane is helping us with this. He sent his smallest tractor, which is funny because it looks big, in our tiny field. Hello. What you two doing? Go, buddy. Hello, buddy. Hello, buddy boy. Hello. Up in that one. It's empty. So I need to go up to the veg patch now and just do a little bit of weeding. It's that time of year where everything is just springing into action, which is beautiful. The countryside is just coming alive day by day. But it also means that the weeds are really popping. And I thought while we're up there, I'll just give you a quick tour of how things are going, or growing, I should say, up in our little vegetable garden. Oh, if you're new here, I've just walked up a steep hill, and it feels mandatory to always stop at the top of our hill, who we call Hillary, and admire the view. The reward for the steepness. So let's see what we've got going on over here. Vast bed is all garlic. Some of you will remember we planted 300 cloves of garlic last autumn, and it seems to be doing pretty well. Well, as far as we can tell. I mean, we haven't actually grown garlic before, so we don't have anything to go off of. But it's all up and the leaves are green. I think this is a good sign. The only thing is we did have a couple of birds got into the netting somehow the other day, and Kayvan had to get them out. I've had to release some from the other nets lately. That's not a problem we've had in the past, which is interesting. And they did do some damage in here while they were in there, but we have 300, so we'll be fine. Look at these beauties, as Kayvan would say. Don't they look amazing? I mean, if I'm honest, I really was not fussed about planting broad beans, especially when I was the one lugging the compost up this hill. Broad beans are okay. I could live without them. Kayvan has big plans for them for himself, but I am really pleased we planted them because they're so pretty. I never knew, like, the flowers are just so gorgeous. So that just makes me happy every time I come up here. And they seem to be thriving. A couple of the leaves have been nibbled, but largely speaking, looking good. Those are the broad beans there. And then here in this bed, we've got elephant garlic and also some shallots. So we weren't planning on planting shallots, but somebody who lives around our lake saw one of our videos, popped in with a box of vegetables and things for us several months ago now, which was super sweet. Hey, Michael. And he gave us some shallots to plant. So those, again, we don't know what we're looking for, but they seem to be doing well. And then in this centre bed here, so we've got the herbs there, and then this longer centre bed is where we had most of our root veg last year and will do this year. We have some first early potatoes in already. We've got a couple of parsnips that we've left in from last year. We want them to go to seed so that we can save seeds from them. But we will be having carrots, cabbages, that kind of thing all in this bed. Again, it was really successful last year, far more than we'd anticipated, especially as complete newbie, growers. And so we're hoping for another good year this year. I do think that we might not plant quite as much just because we do have the cottage to focus on, but we already have quite a bit going on up here, as you can see. Here, this doesn't seem to be going too well. It looks like we're just growing some bracken. So I'll be de-weeding this in a minute. This is supposed to be kale. It just keeps getting absolutely ravaged, I presume, by the slugs and also maybe the birds, but yeah, poor little dude. Hopefully we can save him. Horseradish contained in this area here. I'm excited for that with some roast beef. Rhubarb, which is, it's early days for these rhubarb plants. We're not expecting to be harvesting them yet. They are getting a little bit eaten, but they're there. Fingers crossed they will continue to grow and thrive. Look at this asparagus, it's so cool. We've got 10 crowns we planted. It was actually hilariously the first thing we planted when we got here. Everyone told us we were crazy. They're like, get something useful in, you can harvest this year. And some of them are really thriving, but I think we did lose some of them. I don't know if they got crowded out. This bed got busier than we'd anticipated. We'll definitely have plenty of asparagus when it comes to the time of being ready, which I think it's 3 years until asparagus is ready. So this is only its second season. We've got some rocket here, which has bolted now. We've got a lot of things that have bolted or are flowering, but we don't actually mind that because a lot of it is from last year. Kayvan's planning on saving seed and things like that. So I'm going to pop you here while I'm weeding. Oh, you're on a wonk. There we go. So while I'm weeding, let's chat reality. So we have so many projects going on, as you're going to see. We do know we probably have, I don't even know what that is. We probably have bitten off more than we can chew. And I'd say lately, now more than ever, everything feels like it needs our attention all at once, especially because of the growing season and just the stage we're at with the cottage project and that impending timeline. We've got animals to look after, we've got a field to sort out, garden really needs our attention because it's prime season. There's also parenting, work, It's all stuff that we love, so definitely not complaining, but it is overwhelming sometimes. A few weeks ago I had one of those moments, I'm sure you've had them, where the mental load just tipped. There was no crisis as such, nothing dramatic. I just felt stretched so thin that even resting made me feel guilty, and I've never felt guilty about that before. I normally understand the value of rest and I'm just fine with putting my feet up for a few minutes. So I just went ahead and booked a session with my therapist at today's paid partner, BetterHelp. And honestly, just saying that out loud, that I felt guilty for wanting to rest, helped. And also gave me language for something that I hadn't really fully named yet. And even though it was only me in that session, it has helped ease the pressure on our marriage too.
I'm all for anything that gives us the tools to help us navigate the chaos better, especially when you're carrying as much as we are.
I don't know about you, but for me, therapy hasn't always felt like something that people like me would do. I know that Kayvan and I both grew up with more of just a mindset of just get on with it. So actually, reaching out does feel like a big mental shift. If you're feeling overwhelmed or like you're carrying too much, BetterHelp can be a great place to start. And you can get 10% off your first month with our link. Head to betterhelp.com/offgrid. That's betterhelp.com/offgrid. It's entirely online and you can connect with a credentialed therapist in a way that suits your schedule. And you definitely don't have to wait for everything to fall apart before you reach out for help. Big thanks to BetterHelp for being the paid partner with us on today's video. And for helping me make a little bit more space to just breathe.
So, lots going on in here. Lots of services and conduits and all sorts going on. So this is the messy job that I didn't film. In preparation for the new windows arriving, I had to remove a little bit of render from the inside here all the way around so that the windows got enough play in it that I could actually remove the whole frame and fit the new frame. Horrible job. Dust mask, face shield, ear muffs, the whole protective gang. Yeah, dust going everywhere. Horrible job. So I ended up angle grinding a slot and then using the breaker to clear away the render. And some of the render in this place, it was made out of, I don't know, adamantium, Wolverine skeleton, kryptonite. It has been my kryptonite. Really tough render. It's entirely the wrong render for the inside of a stone cottage. I'm not removing it all. We haven't seen enough damp problems in here to justify the labour of removing it all and replacing it with a proper, more appropriate lime render. So it will stay for now. So that job is done, thank God. The remaining job for today is some more conduit burial. So here we are. I've outdone myself. I'm well beyond the 2 p.m. start time for the main job of the day. It's now 3:45. I always find it's ideal time to start your primary objective of the day at 3:45. So main job of the day is we're in the ensuite, getting the hot and cold water feeds buried. I've got it weighted down at the minute so that it doesn't shift, because this is actually exactly where I want to bury it. So I'm going to bury it up to this stage, this point here. This is the lean-to utility where the hot water cylinder and all of the wiring and whatnot will actually congregate. So I'm just gathering all of the conduit, all the pipes, all the cables at the foot of that door, because obviously that's our dust-free utility area / gym. I don't want to break through there until the very last minute so that I can get all of the conduit through, get all of the pipe work through, and then make it good and kind of dust proof again. And then this will be the last piece of services going from the utility to the ensuite, and I'll be able to cover everything up and I'll be able to do the final runs to the first floor, which is going to be exiting the utility and hugging the wall there and then going up this wall here in a false wall in a little stud work. That's it. That'll be it for all the services, and then we can start to get this floor together. No, that's a lie. I need to... Final job, after all of that stuff is buried, is to actually, in the ensuite, I need to get all of the sewerage and waste pipes all buried and hooked up and exiting into the new foul drainage that we've been doing for the last few months. That will be the final job. All being well, by the end of next weekend, I will have all of the services all buttoned up, ready for the floor to go back in. Yes. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, you use conduit. Schoolboy error, got a bit carried away with the jackhammer and I actually clipped the conduit. And that's why conduit is handy, because it protects what you need it to protect. So it's a little bit early days for its protection. So I'm just going to cut the extra bit conduit, sleeve it, call it done. There we go, sleeved, even use zip ties. Zip ties make everything better, right? Okay, so all of the, what's it called? What's that tool called? It's been vibrated out of my skull. All of the mini breakering of the trench has been done. I'm now ready to move the pipe to one side, clear it with a shovel, more digging, and then plop the pipe in, cover it back up, call it done. Where's the shovel? Aha, behind the camera. Like all the props.
time for...
Comment of the week.
This week's comment comes from Anthony, and this one really made us smile. We love it when you guys share your stories with us and each other in the comments. So Anthony said,
I've been watching your videos and so enjoying them. I want to say thank you for sharing this one especially. We did a similar move and complete change, and lately I've been seriously doubting our decision. But while watching this video, it has encouraged me that we do the right thing. Well done, Anthony. You have done the right thing.
yes. And he was saying like that, like it looks like on paper they've lost, but actually they've achieved one of their oldest dreams. And we so resonate with that, Anthony. On paper, like we went from a very comfortable existence to a caravan, which is not comfortable, is it? Ruining us a little bit day by day. But the bigger picture is the dream, isn't
100%.
it? So yeah, but we just love it when you guys share your stories, share your dreams in the comments with us and with each other. Do that this week because yeah, it's always really fascinating, isn't it, to see what people are aiming for and moving towards or have done already. Those are cool stories too.
When your hammer drill has done too much hammering, shouldn't be in 2 bits. Oh dear. I think I might need a new one of those. Using it as a crowbar, not recommended. That, folks, is a rack. The piping pipe is buried for the most part. This is the additional slack for going into the utility, and it's turned out pretty good. Mostly completely submerged below the surface, which is quite nice. It's feed for the hot and cold. I'm going to come up here. I'm going to create some form of distribution manifold here for the hot, and the cold will go into their own separate manifold feeds. The manifold will feed all of the individual items in the ensuite. Pretty pleased with that. Main job for the day started at 4 p.m, 3:45, and I finished just before dinner time, so ideal.
So we're back in the cabin. Side quest time. The general consensus is that we go with the colour that I've chosen. Is that the general consensus, or is that just confirmation bias on my part? Either way, we're going with the colour that I chose. Now that I've sat with it, I feel good about it. My mum came to visit us for a weekend. She loved it. If it has the Jan seal of approval, then I'm going. So it's time to get this trim done. Well, one coat at least. Let's see how we go. And in true us style, looking down here at the time, it is 8:00 p.m. Best time to start a side quest. One of the reasons why I'm painting at this time of night, I don't know why I'm waving my paintbrush at you, at this time of night, it's because I've been working all day, I've been editing our videos, and I've been on several client calls, and actually I really like painting, and I've got a view, I've got a good podcast in, the sun is setting over the lake. I mean, come on, are there any better side quests than this? Maybe not.
So first planting update. The cold frame that I have, which is my only propagation area, is actually starting to get a little bit infested with the slugs. So it's fine to actually propagate from seed, but as soon as any leaf shows, the slugs have a field day. Any germinated seeds I need to take out and put in a safe place. And my only safe place right now is on top of the gabions, with a wheelbarrow as a shield from the prevailing wind. So it's a nice sunny day, so I thought I'd get all of these out. The globe artichokes, look at these globe artichokes. Never planted them before, looking quite happy. So I planted 15 originally and I'm left with 7. I gave 2 away at the recent seed and plant swap. Looking pretty happy, and nothing's taken up hominin in them yet. They're too new, so there's no slugs, there's no snails, there's no wood lice. I'm hoping this is going to be safe for a few days, a few weeks yet. So in fact I've got 3 more globe artichokes that have just shown their first leaves. I picked this up at the seed and plant swap. I have absolutely no idea what it is. TBD. Broad beans, this one's been getting attacked pretty heavily in the cold frame, so I'll just remove these for now, just leave them here. And we've got a whole bunch of germinated bits and pieces. I've forgotten what most of these are. These are beetroot. Judging by the seed in there, that looks like coriander. This looks like a mix. I think this is sage, some parsley. No idea what they are. Lots going on here. Hello, you cheeky ponies. How you doing? Hello. How you doing? You stay down. Hello. You want a little lie down, you monkey? Yeah. Hey Gavin, how you doing, buddy? You good boy? Yeah, having a nice lie down. Don't let me disturb you, you stay there. Okay, you stay there. So the ponies have been very naughty over the last few days, and they have kept on escaping into the secret garden. And we don't want the ponies in the secret garden because they trample, they eat, they cause carnage wherever they go. So we've been trying to keep them out of this area to try and keep it unspoilt and an undamaged wilderness. 2 days ago they managed to escape into here on 3 occasions throughout the day. So at the end of the day we had enough, and we had to reinstate the electric fence here to keep them in. So no more ponies in the secret garden. Those cheeky monkeys can stay where they lay. So it cannot wait any longer. I have reached the point now where all the services are ready to be broken through into what was the sacrosanct area of the utility / gym / food storage area. It's now going to be corrupted. So it is 4:20. So I need to excavate underneath the door there and trench into the utility room to the wall there by the window on the other side. Run all of the services in that trench, bring them up the wall, and then I can fill the trench back in, put the floor back, and make good what was a fairly air and most importantly dust tight door to the utility there. Yeah, hoping to get that sealed back up by the end of business today, so wish me luck. Made it. All the services fed underneath the door. Trench dug. Services buried in the trench. Trench refilled back in. And gym floor back down. A little bit worse for wear. Not as flat as it was originally, but main thing is all the services are over there, ready to be hooked up. So but mostly dust tight. The foot of the door there's all been filled back in, so again not as good as it was originally. I mean, you can't expect to dig a hole, fill it back in and it be exactly the same as it was before, but I'm glad that job is done. All the services are now buried. Some fettling to be done in the ensuite, but otherwise nearly ready to crack on putting this floor back in place. Time for dinner.
So let us know your tips for juggling 7 or so projects successfully. Is it possible? We've definitely bit off more than we can chew here. I think we recognise that at this point, but we're still just ploughing forward regardless.
Got to move forward, haven't you?
Yeah. How was your week?
Hard.
In one word.
So there hasn't been any respite. So I felt that there have been, in previous weeks, there have been fits and bursts and occasions where, you know, a couple of days kind of recovery, but every day seems to have been hard graft now for a good couple of weeks.
And unfortunately, I think that's probably going to continue, isn't it?
It really is. So
we did have the day off for our daughter's birthday recently. We took a day trip out as a family. So we do things occasionally. Other than that, you're kind of chained to this place. Head down, cracking on.
Yeah, the longer evening. I mean, it's what I wanted. It's what I needed. I needed the longer evenings. I needed the drier weather, and it's been absolutely unbelievable.
Like, are we even in Ireland at this point? I'm not sure. It's just been so dry, so sunny.
Exactly what we needed. Definitely lift our spirits.
Yes.
So thank you, Ireland.
Thanks. Thank you.
Once again, thank you, Ireland.
Yeah, always thank you, Ireland.
Shout out to our very generous gifters. Thank you for the books and the tools, as we very much appreciate them, keeping us entertained, keeping us
Equipped,
keeping us entertained and equipped.
Thank you so much. We just never cease to be amazed at the generosity of our legendary community, do we? So really appreciate it, and it really makes a difference to us.
It really does.
So next week, K-Man actually filmed a update on all of our tree planting, like where they are, what's been planted, how they're going, and I haven't had the opportunity to insert that yet in any of our videos, so hopefully next week I'll be able to slot that one in. But also next week, a significant, for us, we feel like, a momentous thing happens in the cottage, doesn't it?
Massive milestone.
Yes. Feels like really exciting. So stay tuned next week. It's only gonna be progress now. It's just gonna be, and actually maybe start to get into the satisfying visual kind of progress. Yay!
Yeah.
I'm here for it. See you next week, folks.
Thanks, folks. See you, folks.
Bye! Equipped with both knowledge and tool and equipment.
Yeah.
Wait, equipped with equipment? Thought you were going to just leave me hanging then for a minute. The kings were like...
Keeping us equipped with equipment.
It's been a long week. Keeping us... I've lost it.
You lost it a long time ago, honey. Keeping us fueled with knowledge and tools.
There you go. I love it when you activate your 70s radio
DJ
voice like Cottage.